This is TWiT.
I'm sure this has been talked about before, but continues the culmination of like Google search results are terrible, and I wonder if one of the reasons that Microsoft's been able to have so much room to run on this is that I am sick of Google results. Like even if ChatGPT is making stuff up, it's better than when I got it at Google. So I think Bing has an incredible opportunity if Microsoft doesn't mess it up with with the extensions, with the whole approach that it could dramatically leapfrog. Again, I am completely concerned about the shape of inaccurate results, but at the same time, I get inaccurate results on Google. You search in almost anything on Google now, and often if the first or second result isn't good, for me, I have to go down pages or do a ton of refinement. It can take me 5 or 10 minutes to shape a Google search that actually gets me past the spam, and that is unacceptable. And I also don't blame them, because I'm sure there's a war in heaven that's always going on between the spamming search results and not. But it would be great if this is one way to cut through it, is that you can't spam the LLMs the way you can a Google search index.
It's interesting. I've been hearing that a lot too. And obviously I don't use Google much anymore myself. I have been using Bing on Twitter. Do you use Bing
now, Daniel? Is that your primary?
Oh yeah, I've always been.
He's an Alta Vista person.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been using Bing for many, many years, but
because you have
US,
to
it's
as
good.
a job occupationally, but no, you prefer it.
I actually prefer, and plus I get, there's the credits you get on Bing. So I have like 230,000 credits, and I can go and redeem those for like, I can redeem them for Amazon cards and Spotify cards. And
those Bing rewards are better than I thought.
They're really good. It literally does pay you to, and same thing with shopping. You get money back on shopping too. So it's really good in the U.S. I think Microsoft's problem is outside the U.S. It starts to not be as good, where Google tends to have a little bit better global presence. Mm-hmm. I've been hearing this from a lot of people that Google's search results have just been not as good. That said, there's not a ton of evidence currently that Microsoft is gaining any significant traction with Bing, even with all this hype. They were around 2 to 4% before. They may be slightly higher now. I don't know if they're
launching pad. This is where it's exciting to think we could have another search engine war. It was actually valid. It's like
we need one.
Google's let itself degrade. To what extent it's direct responsibility or not, and it'd be great to have a real matchup again.
I'm very sad because I was using Neva and they just sold and they're shutting down. I was paying for search, so let's put a pin in the announcements at Build, because I kind of want to. You said something. I think that some listeners are going to say, "What? Bing search? Google search has gone downhill."
Don't you think?
Do we all agree to that?
I've seen it dramatically. It's what. I don't know how other people feel. Well, you're not using it, Daniel. So you're.
I use that on occasion, but what I've seen people complain about too is all the ads and basically you type in something.
Do you use? What do you think? Is that premise acceptable to you? Google's search results aren't good anymore.
For commercial results, like I remember looking for a hotel room last fall, and I finally found a site that had a good discount on a hotel I wanted to stay at, and I ended up picking up the phone because I just did not trust that the website Google was serving me was reputable. It wasn't Expedia or Priceline or one that I'd heard of. And I think that a lot of searches are kind of degraded at this point.
Let's do an experiment. Let's do an experiment. So I'm going to search for Tina Turner. The late Tina Turner passed away this week. This is the Google search for Tina Turner. It says 394 million results, 0.61 seconds. Only one of the results is on this page. They're all below the fold. In fact, way below the fold. And
it's a way to get away from non-authoritativeness is you put the stuff that's very authoritative that you've curated. It's Yahoo. It's a Yahoo portal above.
Yeah, there's
fold.
Pictures of Tina Turner. There's one article to the USA Today. There's when she was born, when she died. Here's a video from YouTube, a Google property. And then the Wikipedia result. Plus, a panel that shows where you can listen to her music on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, or YouTube Music. A knowledge graph about Box, which is cribbed directly from Wikipedia, I might add. So it's really the same as that Wikipedia result. People also ask, and now I'm below the fold, there's songs people also search for. There's more YouTube videos. Finally, I get top stories. Now, Bing, let's look at Bing. It's links right away. There is a knowledge graph. There is a top searched artists. I feel like
it's not much different.
Well,
Yeah,
but I feel like it's more. There are more links here. I mean, at least above the fold, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages that are linked. You know, they're all obituaries, but that's kind of actually they're not all obituaries. That's kind of a good. I think that's a better result. I would show you Neva, but I don't think they exist anymore.
No, the worst one is you search for a how-to thing. You're like, why is my iCloud drive so slow? A question I've asked a lot lately.
Yeah.
And my sync slow, and you get maybe 1 or 2 good results, and you get hundreds of pages that are optimized, and they're often have, they're clearly maybe pre-AI generated text that was copied and pasted.
So what?
Has a lot of generic solutions.
I'm going to ask a question that I will then answer, which is, why is every how-to question that you search for a YouTube video? And I'm pretty sure the answer is money, because YouTube monetizes better than like creating an article. A how-to.
I don't want to watch a video. I really don't.
Exactly.
It's inefficient.
I tell you about how I made $1,200.
It's more profitable.
Oh yeah,
apparently.
it's good for
YouTube.
YouTube.
I tell you how I made $1,200 off YouTube by accident. I made a airport utility a walkthrough once years ago, posted it on YouTube, and I made $1,200 off it without even knowing I was getting the money, because it was coming in tiny amounts. They're like, you've got a lot of views, you can monetize this before they impose the things. I said yes, and I already had a Google AdSense account, so it was just depositing small amounts over years. And one day I looked at where it was like, oh, here's how much money you made. I'm like, how did I make $1,200 off that? So that's
pretty hysterical.
That's why.
Yeah, for years, John C. Dvorak said his number one YouTube video was one he made of a Barney doll singing in his bathroom floor. I'm looking for his. I don't think he has a channel anymore, so I can't find out. I bet you it's still number one, though. I have to say. So what do we do? I mean, that's not acceptable. Is there a replacement coming? Is Bing the right way to go? What is? I guess I'll start using Bing.
I think Bing still has its, hang-ups with people. They think it's kind of a joke, but it is that, I think Glenn's right? If there's an opportunity, there's going to be one opportunity for Bing. This is it. There was also the talk that Samsung may adopt Bing as its default browser, but it looks like
they changed their mind on
but
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but stuff like that would be needed, because even though most people would still switch away, the problem is people are like, once you're hooked into Google, it's just like browsers, you know the thing. But Microsoft's making a good effort here. I mean, they're doing all they can. It's just changing sentiment. There's 2 things that I think are always required in these situations, right? One, and we almost have them. Google is going to be required to basically really trip up on itself and fail and annoy people enough that they want to move away. And then there needs to be a really good alternative for people to go to. And we're kind of almost there, but we haven't seen the actual push yet. So
I tried.
Marissa Mayer has.
Go ahead.
Marissa Mayer has answered the question, by the way, of why former Yahoo CEO, but also at Google for many years before that. And she just says that Google results are bad because everything is bad on the web. And I'm like, all right, she has a point. It's like
That's
there's a lot more fraud
grim.
today than 20 years ago. There's just a lot more. She says, I think because there's a lot of economic incentive for misinformation, for clicks, for purchases. And this all makes sense. And this is on an interview with Freakonomics podcast, where they asked, is Google getting worse? The answer was, yeah. And they talked to her because they figured, she's actually a slightly disinterested third party now, not being at the company and having led it to where it was. So,
what do you use, Glenn, as your phrase to test search engines? You said, how do I back up my?
Oh yeah, or hotel. What's the best hotel and whatever. What's the best gas grill? I look at for things like that, like they're generic enough, and you should get authoritative results because think how many. There's 20 publications that have really good roundup guides on gas grills, and often, not always, but often the top results for things like that are polluted by. Maybe I have terrible results, but my results are polluted by this is the best blah blah blah, these nonsense things from sites that don't have any credibility, but they show up in Google results.
Right.
So at least Wirecutter showed up there at the top. I always see.
No, this is not Google. So I want to say this is not Google. This is what's this? After Neva went down, I've been looking for replacements, and I'm trying one called Kagi, Kagi. I think Jason Snell recommended it. It's not free. Neither was Neva. It's $5 a month, but therefore no ads. And in theory, I guess no need to monetize. And these are good results, right? This, you would agree, these are the results you'd want.
Yeah, I'm doing a Google search right now, and I'm getting actually very good results for gas grills. I have to go way down before I start getting. Maybe that's the bad one. It's I do a lot of how-to writing, and so when I'm trying to get an answer, I will search forums and things like that. So I start on Google, to see if anyone's posted anywhere a similar problem, because sometimes you'll find somebody writes in with a question and you'll find one other person in 2008 had this situation, they described it, maybe even how to fix it.
Well, that's why people do site:/reddit.com, right?
Yeah.
That's the best search engine for that kind of thing.
Exchange.
Yeah, in fact, if I were looking for the best gas grill, I would search Reddit, not anything, not the wide internet.
It's interesting. Everyone from Wikipedia to Reddit to Twitter has been looking to extract more money from the use of their, kind of data corpus, much of which is contributed by, ordinary users, but we'll leave that aside. From, among other things, AI companies looking to train their language models, which I think is smart.
Oh, yeah, they're totally scraping Reddit, right? Of course. Yeah. And Stack Exchange.
Yeah. And that should not be free.
Yeah, that's a good point. Although, as you also point out, we made it. Damn it. The thing about Reddit is there's 20 people who care more about gas grills than life itself. And those are the people you want to ask, what's the best gas grill, right?
It's midweek, and you really want to know even more about the world of technology.
So you should check out Tech News Weekly, the show where we talk to and about the people making and breaking the tech news.
It's the biggest news. We talk with the people writing the stories that you're probably reading. We also talk between ourselves about the stories that are getting us even more excited about tech news this week.
So if you're excited, well, then join us. Head to twit.tv/TNW to subscribe.